And just like that, there is a new open source king. Introducing Harry the Platypus. Sorry, not that one. I meant Platypus 70 billion parameter model. From Boston College, there's a few researchers who released the Platypus family of fine-tuned large language models that has taken over the open source leaderboard. Now, it has even surpassed Llama 2, which was recently released from Facebook. Now, Platypus is a new model that is quick, cheap, and powerful to fine-tune other large language models. Now, the research paper introduces Platypus, which is an innovative method for fine-tuning large language models, which has claimed the leading position on HuggingFace Open Large Language Model Leaderboard. And this achievement is basically attributed to the combination of different factors, which we'll cover later on in the video, where there's curated datasets called Open-Platypus, a refined fine-tuning process that is involving LoRA modules, and it basically functions as it merges with the LoRA modules, as well as a rigorous approach to verify the data quality. Now, throughout today's video, we're going to take a look as to how you can actually download this, what you can actually do with the Platypus models, and we're also going to just showcase some of the benchmarks and a little bit more details about the data sets. So with that thought, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys stay to the end, but there's a couple things before we move on to the video. Now, guys, if you guys haven't checked out our Patreon page, please do so, as you can get exclusive features such as joining our vibrant Discord community where you'll get the most up-to-date content and news. You're able to also get a chance to influence videos, partnerships, as well as get a lot of networking opportunities there. So definitely check that out with the link in the description below. Now, if you guys haven't followed World of AI, please do so, as you can get the best latest AI content over here so that you can stay up to date with the latest AI trends. And lastly, guys, make sure you guys subscribe, turn on notification bell, like this video, and check out our previous videos, as there's a lot of content that you will definitely benefit from. So with that thought, guys, stay tuned and let's get right into the video. Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video at the World of AI. As we talked about at the start, the foundation of Platypus lies in the creation of Open-Platypus Dataset. Now, this is a dataset that has been thoughtfully assembled by selecting data excerpts from various existing open datasets. Now, if you scroll down on their blog post, you can see the different types of licensings as well as datasets that have been collected from different models, such as from MIT. You have non-commercial license types that have been releasing different datasets. We have Alpaca 2.0. We also have different other private firms that have been providing such datasets that focus on different areas to help basically give the intention to construct the dataset overall that it not only ensures quality in the training examples, but also encompasses a diverse array of scenarios, which basically enhances the overall fine-tuning process of the Platypus model. Now, Platypus has been able to adopt the Unveil approach to fine-tune, and it basically involves merging LoRA modules, and this is where the strategy has been effectively used to the advantage of pre-trained large language models, but by specifically focusing on domain fine-tunings. So this outcome is basically able to portray that the large language models can retain substantial prior knowledge of its pre-trained models as well as its forms, while also being fine-tuned to excel to reach different targeted tasks. Now, guys, just take a look at the open leaderboard over here. You can see that Platypus models on different fronts have been able to progress fairly good across the leaderboard. We can see that the Platypus 70 billion instruct model was able to surpass all of them, which makes it the king in the open source world. You also have the Dolphin Platypus model, and lastly the Platypus 70 billion parameter model. Now, they've also released a 13 billion platypus model, which can be trained on a single A100 GPU using 25k questions in 5 hours. So this is something that I'll also talk about later on in the video, as that is fairly usable for anyone's requirements, because not a lot of people have the best GPUs, or they don't have NVIDIA graphics card to basically comprehend such large models. So it's great to see that they were able to deploy such a model at that small size that can be trained on such a small GPU with such a big extent in terms of the questions as well as the training phase. So this is something that I'll definitely cover later on in the video, but it is a remarkable advancement as to what they've been able to accomplish. Now, in their paper, there's a lot of different standout features that are inputted with this paper. However, there's one feature that I really want to talk about, and that is how it meticulously has put the attention to its data integrity. Now, we've seen many papers that are out there with many projects, but they lack the basic focus on data integrity. But this paper basically acknowledges and addresses the potential risk of test data leaks as well as a contamination in the training data. Now, has been a commitment with this paper as well as this project to ensure the purity of the training process, which basically elevates the reliability of the model's evaluation as well as its subsets performance metrics. Now, in the methodology, they were committed to prevent any inadvertent inclusions of benchmark test questions in the whole training set, and this was basically to ensure that there was any unbiased results that were prevalent with the research or the tests. Now, they developed a criteria to manually filter out the questions from the Open-Platypus dataset, and that basically was to share more than 80% similarities with test questions. Now, these potential leaks fall into three different criteria. Firstly, you have duplicates, which we see over here. Secondly, you have the gray area. And lastly, you have similar but different types of criteria that fall aligned with the contamination criteria. Now, among these duplicates, there are questions that closely resemble test questions and often with minor wording changes or basic rearrangements. And these are the only instances where you're able to consider a true contamination, as they are minor but like test questions that closely resemble the examples, like, can you explain this in a paragraph, or where you might ask something like, can you summarize this in a single paragraph. Now, in simple terms, there are examples that represent instances where questions are essentially duplicates of those that are found in the test set. And what the system does, or the data set does, is that it makes sure that the contamination in this case is evident, as the questions are closely resembling whatever other prior or minor changes are. And what it does is that it rephrases the arrangements, or it trashes out the contaminated text. So there is basically zero to none contamination, and it is done through different methods and criteria, like we talked about, similar but different, the gray area method and the duplicate method. Now guys, something that I wanted to talk about previously was how there was a particular impressive illustration of platypus efficiency that was actually demonstrated with the 13 billion parameter model. And this is where they trained on a single A100 GPU using merely 25,000 questions within a span of only 5 hours. Now, if you know how to fine-tune or have a general idea of fine-tuning different models, you know that it takes a lot of time and it requires very hefty CPUs and GPUs to actually do so. So this outcome basically shows as a testament to not only how effective Open-Platypus dataset is, but also to showcase the potential of avenues that it opens up for further breakthroughs with this domain. Now guys, let's get to the next step of the video, where I'll showcase how you can actually install this. Now I'll leave all the links in the description below, but first things first, you can actually access this using Google Colab by copying the code and implementing it through the Google Colab link. Now this is something that you can set up fairly easily. Now there's a lot of tutorials online as to how you can do that, but in the case of this video, we're going to showcase how you can actually install this locally on your desktop. So first things first, you're going to need an application called Git, which is going to help you clone the repository onto your desktop. Secondly, you will need Visual Studio Code. And lastly, you will need Python. Now, once you have these three things installed, you can get to the next step of the video. And this is where you will need your own web UI. So there's different ways to set this up. You can have Ooga Booga, which is another text generation application that hosts the language model through the text web UI. In another case, you can use fast chat, which is something that they recommend on their actual repo. In my case, I just use web UI because it's fairly easy to basically download the model and implement it through the Ooga Booga text generation model. But in this case, it recommends fast chat, so it's fairly easy to do so. You just clone the repository onto your desktop by copying this link, opening up command prompt, and basically pasting this into the command prompt and clicking enter. Once you click enter, you need to get into the fast chat folder to install the required packages. So paste this back into the command prompt after you type this command in. Basically click enter, get into the folder of fast chat, and then start installing the requirements. So firstly, you need to do this first command, and then secondly, after that is completed, you paste this command. Then after that is finally completed, you can then run the application of fast chat, which will open the model up. Now you're also able to set this up locally by doing the same process but cloning the repository of this project. And this is by taking this green button, clicking on it, copying the link, and basically doing the exact same thing but typing it into the actual Platypus folder. Now this is an easy way to do it, as you can install the repository through a multi-GPU friendly application, and then you'll just need to install the requirements for the application. Now there's different ways to fine-tune this, so if you want to check this out, I highly recommend that you take this link in the description below and read through all the different requirements that are needed to fine-tune or whatever it may be in terms of tweaking or adjusting certain things. So if you want to get a better idea as to what you can do with that, I highly recommend that you check out the link in the description. In conclusion, guys, the Platypus model is something to definitely keep an eye out, as it's a small team working on such a huge project, as they have been able to achieve such amazing and remarkable results. So definitely check this out, and if you're interested, I'll leave all the links in the description below so you can get a better idea. To be honest, I really did not expect someone or such a college to deploy such a big model or such an amazing way or approach to refine such models. So it's huge props to these guys, and huge props to you guys for watching this video. So I hope you got some sort of value out of today's video, guys. Thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. If you guys haven't checked out the Patreon page, please do so you can get the latest AI content and the latest AI perks with this channel over here. If you guys haven't followed World of AI, you guys should do so you can stay up to date with the latest AI trends. And lastly, make sure you guys subscribe, turn on the notification bell, like this video, and check out our previous videos, as there's a lot of content that you will definitely benefit from. So with that thought, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Have an amazing day, stay positive, and with that thought, I'll see you guys fairly shortly. Peace out, fellas.